Welcome to the City Council meeting for Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. Thank you for coming and your presence in the council chambers. You are participating in the process of representation government. We have a time later on for public input. For anything that is not on tonight's agenda, we would ask them to limit their comments to 3 minutes. Would you join me in the pledge? Thank you. Council President Sparks,
Here.
Councilmember Banks,
Here.
Council Vice President Wilkie,
Yes, sir.
Councilmember McKay,
Here.
Councilmember Closey,
Here.
Councilmember Wheeler,
Here.
Councilmember Mize,
Here.
Councilmember Canopy.
Here.
Thank you. We have the approval of the minutes of August 26, 2025. Are these the ones that, and they were fixed? Okay, they were amended? Okay.
Your Honor, I would move to approve the city council minutes of August 26, 2025.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Wilkie, seconded by President Sparks. Any public comment on those? Council discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes 8-0. Next, we have the approval of the minutes of September 9th, 2025.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the city council minutes of September 9th, 2025.
Second.
Motion made by President Sparks, seconded by Vice President Wilkie. Any public comment? Did you have something, Chief? Oh. Okay, sorry. Council discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes 8-0. On correspondence, you have the fire monthly report for August 25. You have Beartooth RC&D September correspondence. Council disclosure of ex parte. No, we do have a public here. Are there any council requests to move anything from the consent agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda for September 23rd, 2025.
Motion made by Councilmember Closey, seconded by President Sparks. Any public comment? Council discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes 8-0. Nothing on ceremonial. The reports of boards and commissions. Budget and Finance, September 9th. Budget and Finance, August 26th. Lura, September 8th. Park Board, September 4th, and Public Works Committee, August 18th. We now have the time set aside for public participation. Anything that is not on tonight's agenda, we would like to ask you to limit comments to 3 minutes. Nobody's jumping up, so we get to the big one, scheduled matters. We have the appointment of Jared Englund as Laurel Police Chief.
Your Honor, I would move to approve the mayor's appointment of Jared Englund as police chief.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Mize, seconded by Councilmember Canopy. Any public comment? Somebody's got to have something to say about him. Council discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes 8-0. Thank you, sir. We will take a little time and you can be sworn in.
There you go.
All right.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Oh, excuse us. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Jared Anglin,
I, Jared Anglin,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Montana,
and the Constitution of the State of Montana,
and I will discharge the duties of my office
and I will discharge the duties of my office
of the Police Chief of the City of Laurel
of the Police Chief of the City of Laurel
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Hey. Take this one off.
Being a responsible adult, you won't stab yourself. No, Jared, this is an honor. Thank you. And as I tell all the new officers, when I give them their badge, let's never forget that this means something greater to yourself. And with this one, it's even so much for. You're not responsible just for yourself, responsible for this community, all those fine people who trusted in us. So I have absolute faith in you. I look forward to seeing the great things you do. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I guess I had to have a speech when I became sergeant and captain, so I figured I'd do one now. Well, I'm deeply honored. I appreciate this position that I've been appointed to. And thank you for the consideration from each and every one of you for this. I can't thank enough for the staff that I have, the officers I've worked with over the years, and the mentorship that I've had in the previous command. I have extremely big shoes to fill in replacing Chief Langvey. But over the years, I've learned a tremendously large amount of knowledge from him. So hopefully I can continue on moving forward with this department, keeping this community safe. Big shout out and thank you to my family, my lovely wife over here, Becky, recording me. Without the trust and, oh God, I'm lost for words. The backing, I guess, from her and the pushing and to this position in this career field, I wouldn't be standing here today. And to my fellow officers, they have made, they make my job easy. And I want to continue it that way, so. But again, I'm deeply honored. I will represent this department and I will continue to do my best in my tenure here. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Can we see your family? Wonderful. You can be proud of your dad. Did you have a certificate or was that already presented?
Yeah.
That was it? Okay. All right. Okay. No, I just signed it after they swore you in, so, thank you. All right, you guys can go back to work. Oh, wait a minute, Stephen. There's our newlywed. The boss didn't come today? She working, the boss? Oh, okay, well, congratulations. Okay, now we have a resolution R 25-83. It is a resolution of the city council authorizing the mayor to sign a memorandum of understanding between the city of Laurel and Yellowstone County for GIS services.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to move to approve resolution number R 25-83.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Canopy, seconded by Vice President Wilkie. Any public comment? Any council discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes 8-0. Okay, next. Why don't you read this one?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda for city council is resolution number R 25-84. It is a resolution of the city council related to the zone change for Iron Horse Station subdivision from residential R 6000, which is duplex, to residential RMF, which is multifamily. What has been presented to council are two alternative resolutions, as we discussed in workshop last week. Resolution A is to, or subsection A, I should state, is to approve the zone change and reject the zoning commission's recommendation. Resolution subsection B of R 25-84 is to deny the zone change and accept the zoning commission's recommendation.
Your Honor, I would move to approve resolution number R 25-84, subsection A.
I second.
Motion made to approve resolution R 25-84 by, yeah, section A by Councilmember Mize and seconded by President Sparks. Do we have any public comment?
Thanks again, Mr. Mayor, Council, for consideration of this. Again, I'm Colton Knatterud with IMEG. We're the consultant for Marvin Brown, the developer for this project. I believe over the last few weeks, we've had plenty of discussion, but just wanted to let you know that we're available as council goes to discussion. If there are any further questions that come up in this matter, we appreciate your consideration of this zone change. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any council? Oh, sorry.
Ron Benner, I would urge the city council not to approve this zoning change. The planning commission works very hard to set up a growth plan and has put a lot of time and effort into it. They gave a lot of thought to this, and to override what the planning board does is a mistake.
Thank you. Any council discussion? Councilmember Canopy.
Yeah, I do have a couple questions that I would like to direct. That when we had the Yellowstone City County Planning Board meeting, we were told duplexes and possible triplex single. And then on the 9th, we were told that it could be fourplex, sixplexes. And that was nothing that we heard in our meeting, our council meeting with Yellowstone County City Planning Board. And it brought some concerns to me, traffic and some other items. And I believe the traffic is going to be huge, just being the way it is with the R6000, but not approving to the other. But that's an opinion. And I just really am considering, I didn't see any fire access into the back of those buildings either, where they're going to put them. You know, if there's fire access in between the ones that are south of Iron Horse subdivision, the ones that are existing there now. And I just had a few questions about, you know, what the safety and all the traffic that's going to be in there if we go past having duplexes and triplex and go to a sixplex. That's my concerns.
Councilmember Mize.
Thank you. I do have a question for, I thought Forrest, but perhaps Mr. Markey McGard could answer for me. Once the zone is changed, we don't get to set if it's a fourplex, a sixplex, an apartment building, correct?
No. So the zoning is not conditional. Zoning is either the zone that the planning board has over the last, since 1976, when they started doing zoning. They've set the parameters for that. The council then adopted the zoning recommendations from the planning board over all those years. Essentially, zoning is, we lay out the groundworks, what's allowable and what's not allowable through that process. We've had public hearings on the zoning. It was recently changed in 2024. So there's new code that was done by the planning board over a period of, I think, about 6-8 months. We worked on that zoning code, maybe longer. And then it went to the full council for approval in 2024. So within that, you gave staff the authority when we do a building permit on those lots. So if it's R6000, the current code allows for a duplex. Since that zoning code was adopted, though, the state of Montana has preempted local municipal zoning to include or to exclude the city the ability to do certain types of zoning, which includes we have to allow duplexes in all zoning. So it doesn't mean if it's 7,500 R6000, we have to allow duplexes. And if you don't adopt the zoning code, you have to adopt the state code. And so we have to go by what Laurel Municipal Code is adopted by the council that went through the planning board process. And then we also have to abide by what the state legislatures and the governor signed in or what had became law. And so that is where there's duplex housing in all municipal zoning throughout the state of Montana. So no, the question is, once it's open to RMF, you will, whatever is allowable in those tables and the lot coverage and that they would meet that, the height restriction, all that comes into RMF.
Thank you.
Ladies first. Councilmember McKay.
Thank you. So this is my ward, but not only that, but it's also my neighborhood. And I do walk this section pretty regularly. And I did again today, just with this visualization in mind, the handouts that were given to us at the other meeting. And while I appreciate the builders, attempt and thought about affordable housing, this seems very congested to me. And I really was concerned as I walked the neighborhood, thinking about traffic and parking in particular. If you have a sixplex, that's probably a minimum of at least 12 vehicles. Figure 2 per household, probably more if you've got teenagers or, anybody else in the house. And just looking at this looks very congested. And I also thought what Councilmember Canopy thought too about safety and fire and police being able to get into these neighborhoods safely. I do know already the lower neighborhood, those streets are pretty congested already with the parking on the street and that kind of stuff. So those were just my concerns as I walked through what is, my neighborhood in this subdivision.
Councilmember Closey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I go along with what the planning board recommendation was to not allow this to go into effect. Partially because of safety and the congestion of vehicles with the new school that we have over there and the potential for children to walk out of this development. There's no sidewalk for them to get from the development down to the school. And I think we've already seen or heard from people that families delivering their kids to the new school now in the morning and picking them up in the afternoon is causing some traffic problems already. So I don't think to allow to build whatever they would like to build in there is appropriate. Thank you.
Councilmember Banks, did you have your hand up? Okay.
I was thinking we were gonna have to, do all our explanations when we voted, but I'll go ahead and do like everybody else. I looked into the municipal code, 17.12.080, where the RMF, you can do the apartments and we don't, if we vote on it, they can just change their mind and maybe go to apartments. And that would be even more congestion. Or like it says that it's a buffer between commercial and residents, the RMF. And there's no commercial over there. And I'm worried that if we approve this, then it will cause commercial area over there. And I did see that there was another option. They could do the RLMF, which would allow up to a fourplex. But just the RMF, I am not okay with that.
Council Vice President Wilkie.
Thank you. I guess I will echo the 4 or 5 people that have already spoke on this. I'm concerned about the safety issue over there, traffic issue over there. Councilmember McKay and I had just touched on this a minute before that, and it brought something to mind. So you got the fourplex over there, and you got the 12 cars you're talking about. What happens about the boat that's there, and the camper, and the trailer with the 4-wheelers on it, and the snowmobiles on it? Where are you gonna put all of that over there? And moving that stuff around in there, and I've driven through there. I had a friend that lived over in that area, and it was a kind of a nightmare getting through there. And if you're not really sure where you're going, you can get lost over there pretty easily. I mean, it's pretty open and stuff in the daytime, you can get through there, but it just concerns me, the safety, and then opening it up to do whatever you want to. That concerns me a lot. So I'm in favor of the planning commission's, what's the word they used? You're gonna find it here. Inconsistent. I believe that's the way it should be, and so I'm not in favor of that being changed. Thank you.
Council President Sparks.
Yeah, so there's been some conversation on the safety and everything. So can you just reiterate what process this goes through with like our ambulance, fire, police before it gets here? Have they looked at these plans and this zoning request and weighed in on that decision or their recommendations?
Typically, it's just a planning board. It goes through the planning board process. Yeah.
Okay.
We do the public hearing, public notice. So the people that are notified are the people that are surrounding that area. So the applicant provided all the names and the addresses for all that. It was publicly noticed there, and then it was publicly noticed in Yellowstone County News. I believe we posted it 3 times for planning board, and then we posted it 3 times for city council public hearing. So a total of about 6 weeks of public notifications went out, and then twice to the residents, once for planning board and then once for council. But we would entertain any comments from the police, fire, and ambulance if they had any. So.
Any other questions, council? Okay, explain to me, do we vote on A? Okay, the motion and second has been made. We've had all our discussion. We are voting on A. Council President Sparks.
So A is to approve. No. I think our planning, our city county planning board puts a lot of time and consideration into any of the recommendations or requests that come before them. And I trust our city county planning board to make the best recommendation for the city.
You're for the commission?
I'm against it. I voted no.
Oh, okay.
So I'm voting with the commission, but this was to approve. So
Okay.
a vote no is voting with the
You're right.
commission, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, that's what I want to do. So I have the same concerns over safety and congestion in that area, which has been alluded to a few times, so I won't go into those details. So my vote is no.
No. Councilmember Banks,
No.
Councilmember Vice President Wilkie.
No, and for basically the same reasons the council president has spoken, I believe that we should trust the planning board and their recommendation, and so doing that, again will say no.
Councilmember McKay,
No.
Councilmember Closey,
No, and I state that as a member of the planning board, we heard a lot of input for and against that when we made these recommendations, so that's why I'm voting no.
Councilmember Wheeler,
I vote no as well. I really like the duplexes that are there. I really enjoy that part of town, the first part, and if they can do more of that, I'd be fine with that.
Councilmember Mize,
And I'm voting no based on the congestion. So number 2 in our packet that we're looking at.
Councilmember Canopy,
Thank you. I agree that it's going to be a no vote for me. And I also would like to state the fact that I've been on that road a lot and it's 40, 50 miles an hour as it is right now. It's kind of like a raceway. So I caution you at this point, but I think their ideas and plans are wonderful for moving on with the other proposal. So my vote is no for sure. Thank you.
thank you. I'm gonna have Attorney Brockman step in here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Resolution number R 2580-84 subsection A has not been passed by City Council. Therefore, we will move on to resolution number R 25-84 subsection B, which considers whether or not City Council wants to deny the zone change and accept the zoning commission's recommendation on this matter. If that is the case, we need a motion, a second. I will say, I don't believe City Council needs to further discuss the issues. I believe that council has well articulated the reasons for denying the alternative resolution subsection A. But we do need a motion, a second, and then council to vote on resolution number R 25-84 subsection B.
Mr. Mayor and Attorney, I would like to make a motion to accept that proposal on denying that for R 2580-84, and we want to go to B.
Second.
Okay, Council President Sparks,
Yes.
Councilmember Banks,
Yes.
Council Vice President Wilkie,
Yes.
Councilmember McKay,
Yes.
Councilmember Closey,
Yes.
Councilmember Wheeler,
Yes.
Councilmember Mize.
Yes.
Councilmember Canopy.
Yes.
So resolution number R 25-84, section B passes. So the zone change is denied. And the zoning commission's recommendation is accepted. Okay. Moving on, we have resolution R 20. Was that okay? Oh. Resolution R 25-85, a resolution of the city council authorizing the mayor to execute an independent contractor service contract with Donahue Roofing and Siding LLC. This would be for the water plant.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve resolution number R 25-85.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Banks, seconded by Vice President Wilkie. Any public comment? Council discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed? Passes 8-0. Next, we have a resolution R 25-86. A resolution of the city council authorizing the mayor to execute an independent contractor service contract with Bartram Services LLC.
Mr. Mayor, I would move to approve resolution number R 25-86.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember McKay, seconded by Councilmember Canopy. Public comment? Council discussion? Councilmember Closey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is to put the sprinkler system in Netting Park, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I think that over the years, we've worked with a company that has, and according to the bids that we received, a little bit higher than what this bid is. But the service that the other company has provided over the years has been tremendous. When we want to call them to come and do some work in one of our parks, they're there right away. And I don't think that we should be having one park serviced by one service company and other parks by other people. That we should keep it uniformed. That's my opinion.
Once they're done, they're turned over to Matt though. Our guys do all the service work. So this is just an installation. It doesn't have any service work. So, but it's a good point.
But I still think that we should stick with even though it's a little bit higher, stick with the other bidder
Okay,
because of their service.
okay. Any other comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes 7-1. Next, we have a resolution R 25-87, a resolution of the city council authorizing the mayor to execute the memorandum of understanding between the city of Laurel and the Yellowstone Valley Animal Shelter for the provision of temporary shelter services for displaced animals. You wrote this up, didn't you? Could you explain this, please?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to, as I always do on these types of situations, on my office's behalf and city staff and the executive branch's behalf, apologize for placing something on the city council agenda mid-cycle. As I've said before, we try hard not to do that, so you have the opportunity to discuss things in workshop. This particular issue is pressing, and I'm sure that you can imagine the reason why. I would expect that probably everyone sitting on council is aware of what the Yellowstone Valley Animal Shelter is dealing with right now with recent events and a significant amount of displaced animals. We work through the city very consistently with YVAS in relationship to animals that we take in our community, and then how we handle that from an impound standpoint. They, in my experience being on board in Laurel, have been a great organization to deal with. I could not speak more highly of Trinity, who is their executive director, and the services that she provides, not only to the Billings community, the Laurel community, all of our surrounding communities. But there are a lot of displaced animals right now, and Chief Anglin reached out to me this past week to discuss the possibility of us assisting in housing some of those animals. Right now, they're being housed in a lot of local vet locations. Thankfully, there's a lot of foster locations available, but we have kennel locations available at our LPD because of how much we take in these animals on a consistent basis. And so the chief, the mayor, Kurt, and I discussed the possibility of providing these services to house some of these animals. I will say it, from what I understand in my discussions with Chief Anglin on this, it will not create some significant additional burden upon our staff. They're used to dealing with displaced animals when we're going through the impoundment procedure. We are still reserving a number of kennels for animals that we're bringing in that are displaced in our own community. So it's not as if we will saturate our kennel space with these displaced animals. And YVAS has agreed to assume the responsibility with our assistance and our staff assistance in care of these animals. But I think it has been all of our belief that this would be a way for us to offer back to the community, our county, some help through this difficult time. When I look at these types of situations, obviously I want these things to be formalized to make sure that we have rights and responsibilities spelled out, that we are consistent in how we talk about indemnification and liability issues. The MOU that council has been presented with is very consistent with the existing MOU that we have with YVAS. It is tailored, the way that I drafted it is that it's tailored to this temporary displacement time period. Right now, we don't know how long we're looking at, but it allows us to terminate if at any point it's not workable, specifically for our staff over at the police department. We can terminate at any point. And I think it provides us the protection we need as a city, consistent with the other agreement that we have related to impoundment. So I think from the executive branch's standpoint and city staff standpoint, my office's standpoint is our recommendation that we step in, formalize this MOU to try to help with some of these displaced animals and what our Yellowstone Valley Animal Shelter is dealing with right now in the urgent situation that they're in. As I said, I don't know how long it will last. We might be talking about a few weeks. We could be talking about longer. Either way, what's in front of you to approve will allow us the ability, if, it becomes too much of a burden upon our city personnel. And my intention would be that my office, the mayor's office, Kurt's office, stay in consistent contact with Chief England on this to make sure that it's a workable situation. And if for some reason it doesn't, we'll withdraw from it, and we don't have to do that formally under the MOU as I've drafted it right now. And I'm happy to answer any questions on this issue.
Susan, do you know how many kennels you have over there? Four? Four?
And I don't want to superimpose, Susan, because you know more than I do. My understanding is that there are 4 kennels. We will be reserving 2 kennels for impounded animals in our community. We will dedicate 2 kennels, assuming we can, unless there's an overflow of impounded animals in our own community. We will reserve 2 for displaced animals. So, here again, this is not some enormous proposition, but right now with what our YVAS is struggling with, 2 kennels can make a huge difference for these animals because they are very much struggling with finding places for these displaced animals. I will also note we're anticipating it will be dogs. It will not be housing of cats. It will be housing of dogs. So really what our staff is exposed to is not any different than we're dealing with impounded animals. And we will still reserve the space that we need for any animals that we're bringing in through our animal control officer. And I don't know.
I seen a hand over here somewhere, didn't I?
Yes, the same question.
Oh. Councilmember McKay.
Thank you. This situation, as you mentioned, has been positively catastrophic, not only to the strays, the adoptable animals, but the staff. And I'm very happy and grateful to see the city and Chief England being willing to step in and offer some assistance in this, because it's been heartbreaking what's going on over there. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, anything else? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I thought we did make the motion.
I move to approve resolution number R 25-87.
Second.
Motion made by Councilmember Wheeler, seconded by Vice President Wilkie. Any public comment? Any council discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes 8-0. Nothing was removed. Do we have any community announcements? Any council discussion? But President Sparks.
Just 2 reminders for council. We have a special council meeting on Thursday at 6, and next week is a 5th Tuesday, so no council next week.
Anybody else? Mayor's updates. I told Budget and Finance they have started the south side paving project. And it looks good so far. Now they're just doing gravel work, grading and skid steer, but rolling, but it looks good what they're doing. So that's all I think I have. Councilmember Closey.
Yes, over by Netting Park, the city's put a sidewalk in along the west side there for the kids to walk on to get to school. And then north side of the drainage ditch, the city has put millings down for them. So we're providing some safety for those kids. Thanks, city.
Okay, under unscheduled. Council President Sparks has already mentioned Thursday's meeting. That meeting will be a well, we can do it virtually, but it's a change order. It's a special change order for the South Side paving project. Do you want to speak, Matt? Okay, our figures, this is not on the contractor. This was more of the cities. We didn't do our figuring right. Matt?
So this paving project on the south side started out where we went to get quotes like we normally do, but it turned into such a bigger project that we had to go out for bid. When we put the bid contracts out, unfortunately, I relied on some third-party square footage numbers for the asphalt. And when the company that ultimately received the bid went and measured it Friday, it was substantially different than what I'd been told before. We went and measured it, and what they're telling us, it's exactly right. One way or the other, this would have happened because their material was not enough to do the project. So I would think that we definitely want to keep moving with this project. And one thing that I keep thinking in the back of my mind is the bid that was higher than this bid that we accepted was almost $100,000 more. So even though we're asking for, or I'm asking, or the city's asking for 45,000 more than the original bid, we are still substantially less than what we could have been looking at. So normally when we go out for big projects like this, we have engineering companies involved, and our thought process with this, and I would like to try keep doing it some more, is we can do this paving on our own. But this is the first time that we've ever really tried to do it this big a job without an engineer involved. So any questions, please ask away.
Councilmember McKay.
Thank you. So the funds for this is coming out of the gas tax funds. Does that fund have enough in it to cover this overage? Thank you.
For you out there in internet land, Clerk Treasurer Trecker is nodding her head. So yes, there are funds in there for that. Anybody else? Now, we didn't have enough time by the time we found out to give it the 48-hour notice, or I would have brought it up tonight. So that's why we're needing to vote on it Thursday, especially with the 5th Tuesday. So let us know if you can't make that and can call in or virtually come in, and that would work out also. You have some? Okay.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I'll note that I think for most of our council members that are present on council right now, we haven't had a lot of special meetings. I can think in the course of time I've been here, maybe only one or two. We don't take that lightly. We could not meet the notice requirements when this issue was realized this week, and so a special meeting had to be called. That said, I do want all council members to know that you can appear virtually to special meetings, either coordinating by Zoom with city staff and specifically Brittany, or, we can coordinate that, or you can appear telephonically as well. That meets a quorum requirement if for some reason appearing twice in a week is difficult for you from a scheduling standpoint.
Okay, thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Any other unscheduled matters? Oh, yes, sir.
The mayor and the council, if you give me about 60 seconds, I just wanted to say I'm getting teary-eyed already. Over the last couple, 2 or 3 months, it's been a very busy city, I think. The agendas have been heavy. We've had a lot of council meetings, stayed late into the night. I do appreciate all the council members coming and spending the time for the community doing this. I do want to say a special thank you to our city attorney, Michelle Brockman. What you don't know is behind the scenes, there's a lot of work being done after hours, on the weekends. You may not know it all the time, but in a pinch like this was on Monday morning, we were brought in and said, hey, we've got a mathematical error. She was there, she was available, she was guiding us. She was saying, the mayor was reaching out to her. We were trying to get something in front of the council. And then with the thing that went on with the Billings incinerator, she jumped in with the chief. They were trying to get something for the community. And so as CAO of Laurel, I want to say thank you to Michelle Brockman, our city attorney, for putting in those long hours, trying to guide staff, guide the council, guide the mayor on trying to make this place a better city. So thank you, Michelle.
I agree, and I want to apologize for last week, the miscommunication between us. I won't do that again.
No, it's okay. And I totally didn't expect that. So thank you, Kurt. I'm super honored and blessed to work with the city staff that I do. I really am. And I know that I don't live in Laurel, but I care very deeply about this community and have for a long period of time. And thank you, Kurt.
Mr. Mayor, I move